Hey, welcome to the show. So the first thing we did is we did get our heater hose hooked up into here. So that works and it runs. Hopefully it doesn't leak. We shall see on that. And it comes up into here. So we got all our sensors. We got to hook our sensors back up. Let's make sure this one reaches. I hope to God it reaches. This is how this evening's been going. Come on. We got to avoid all the hot stuff too. Yeah, so that's not going to reach, so we're going to have to modify that. So that's lovely. But what we can do is, so we did that, and then we came up here to put our heater hose in, and we bought the right and the wrong size. So the heater core on this car has two different size inlets and outlets, I guess, so you don't get them mixed up. The problem is I did not know that. So I only bought the smaller size, so it doesn't work. So I got to go out and buy some 3/4. So it's 3/4 and 5/8. So we do have some 3/4, but it's all chopped up into pieces from other projects. So that doesn't work. So I went, you know what? I just need a victory. Let me fill up the washer bottle fluid and just get it and pump it out and see if it works on here. So we filled that up. And as we were filling it up, I noticed... well, that's not good. That whole thing came apart. So we had to get a new pump. So that's great. So the car sits right now with no coolant in it, which is great. So we got to go out and get some new heater core hose, which isn't really an issue. The reason we wanted to do it was because it had gotten to below freezing here in Maryland for the first time in a while. So we just wanted to royal me, whatever the hell you want to call it. So we just had to get that fixed up so we wouldn't have any issues with it. And now I have misplaced my bolts. So here we are. So this one goes here. So this is so I don't lose it. So that one goes there. And that one goes there. And then we're going to try not to lose those. So always buy the size you need and the size bigger. It's fairly cheap heater hose. So I'm not too dreadfully broke up about it. I just really wanted to get the car back together this evening and fill it up. But I think that's going to be a lost cause anyway. So what we'll do is we'll go out, we'll get the heater hose tomorrow because it's midnight. We'll fill up the radiator again. We did drain it and we did make a mess when we did that. Don't worry about the oil in there. I used that for oil and for antifreeze. It should be fine. There's no oil in the coolant as far as I know. So that's good. We need new clamps anyway. This is, I don't know what the heck happened to all this stuff. And this needs to go bye-bye. So, it's one of those things where you get into a car that's this old and you start to get problems from it. So, and the sign that I really should stop for the evening is I was trying to get that emptied out into the bucket. That bucket was next to this, and I poured windshield wiper fluid all over that. So great. So we did order a new pump, so that's good. So the new pump is coming in. So that'll be a few days to get that in. The heater hose will be hopefully tomorrow or the next day, which should be fairly soon after I'm recording this, hopefully. And if it's not, something's gone terribly wrong. I'm still trying to get all the stuff in here organized so we can move around better in here. So there's that. We got some shocks for the Ford. Hopefully those fit. We just drove it out and took out the garbage, which was great. It works. It's working well as a little trucky truck. So I don't know. I'm just waffling at this point because I'm a little frustrated, and I'm using the video time to kind of help me decompress. Because that's really what this is. At the end of the day, it's a way for me to decompress or something. But yeah, so battery's fully charged. We got everything working. It's not bad. It's just not great. I'm going to stop wasting your time. Well, how the heck is that little wire not going to reach? That's going to irritate me. Oh my God. Oh, let's see. Can we route this live action? Let's see. While I sit here and bitch about this damn car, can we sit and route it in real time? Just get it under here. Yeah, it is about like 4 inches too small. So that's lovely. Do we have any more slack up here? I did run a lot of these wires with a fair bit of slack, but this one does not appear to be. So we'll need to get a butt connector and fix that. So that's wonderful. So that's another thing we got to get fixed. Oh shit. So that's going on the list. Come on. Before I leave for the evening, I just need something to cheer me up. Oh, I almost freaked out there. Pop-up headlights. You never let me down. Until I make you go down. So after last night's bitching about everything, I got on the vehicle and I was able to fix the heater core. So the heater core is installed. If I start up the car, it blows nice hot air out. The hold on, I'll show you something. So I discovered the if the hazards are on, that happens with the oil pressure. So that's interesting. So I'm not sure how much faith I put into that. So here, watch, I'll turn off the hazards. On that foolishness, we checked the codes and we drove the car for a little bit. We're getting a lean air mixture code, which is a little concerning. So we're going to be investigating into that. But it seems to be handling and idling well. I'm a little gun shy at the moment to take it out for a drive, just because when we filled up the coolant, we spilled some coolant. So I'm not sure if we're leaking anywhere or not. So we're going to just be playing the waiting game. So I'll take it out in a little bit to do that. But we're going to just check under the hood, make sure all the pipes stay fully pressurized as they should. We got the thermostat out at the moment, which isn't great. But again, for a weekend driving car, I'm not too concerned about it. Weirdly, with that fixed, as long as the power issue remains fixed, that's all of what's wrong with the car in terms of performance and like things necessary to drive it. So that's super exciting, actually. So what's next on what we're gonna do here? And we need to figure out what's going on with the seatbelt returns, because it's not super encouraging to have these things the retractors not want to retract. So that really leads you to not want to crash, which I guess is a safety feature. So there's that. We're going to check for leaks. We're going to make sure everything's working and running and good. We got a lot of cosmetic stuff to fix up, like the holes and all that. I don't want to make this thing perfect because of certain plans I have for it. Get out of the way, Home Depot bucket. Like, perfect is not the goal here. If you want to see perfect, I think the gentleman's name is Ronald Fingered or something like that. He does a great job of making a Fiero perfect. That's not our goal here. We want something fun. So that's the plan. Hence, non-JDM car with JDM stick or air freshener in there. So yeah, this is going to be exciting going forward. So we're going to double check this, make sure that everything's working the way it's supposed to, and then fun things coming up. And I normally don't do, like you can see my playlist in the background. I normally don't do like, well, what would you do with the car? And like, what's your thought process? But I'm really curious, what would you want to see a Fiero do that you haven't seen a Fiero do before? Because they've done a lot of stuff. So, I don't know. Big wings, spoilers, chin spoilers, rally car, drag car. What is something, like these are ideas that have come to my mind. So what is it that you want to see this car do? I mean, it would be kind of badass with a big ass chin spoiler and some big, aero back there and driving around and having fun with it that way. So, I mean, that's kind of, I mean, obviously we need to get the windshield fixed. That's a given.